What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Our journey through almost every Spider-Man movie continues as we get closer to Spider-Man Brand New Day. Last time we talked about Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie from 2002. Today we're jumping into what many people consider the GOAT of superhero movies, Spider-Man 2 from 2004. And while I definitely enjoy this movie quite a bit, I also think there are a few things that haven't aged quite as well as some people give them credit. So let's get into it. The movie picks up 2 years after the events of the first film. Peter Parker is struggling to balance college, work, friendships, and the responsibilities of being Spider-Man. Because he's constantly late and missing important moments, his life begins to fall apart before our eyes. He loses his pizza delivery job, struggles in school, and his relationship with Mary Jane continues to drift further apart as we learn she is engaged to astronaut John Jameson. Meanwhile, Harry Osborn is still obsessed with getting revenge on Spider-Man from the death of his father. At the same time, brilliant scientist Dr. Octavius is working on a revolutionary fusion experiment. During a demonstration, the experiment goes horribly wrong, killing his wife. The accident also damages the inhibitor chip that controls his 4 mechanical arms, allowing them to influence his mind instead of himself. Now known as Dr. Octopus or Doc Ock.
What are we going to call this guy?
Dr. Octopus.
That's crap.
Octo becomes determined to recreate the experiments no matter the cost. As Peter's personal life continues to spiral out of control, he begins questioning whether he should even be Spider-Man anymore. After losing his confidence, his powers mysteriously begin to disappear. Basically, he just got a case of the yips. Believing he'd be happier living a normal life, Peter gives up Spider-Man entirely.
Spider-Man, where have you gone to, Spider-Man?
But when Doc Ock starts threatening innocent people and Harry Osborn helps his dangerous experiments in exchange for Spider-Man, also Mary Jane is kidnapped at this point, Peter realizes the city still needs a hero. Peter regains his confidence and his powers and suits up once again. The final battle, Part 1, takes place aboard a speeding train as Spider-Man desperately tries to stop Dr. Octavius. Peter does manage to save everyone on board, however, he's been unmasked for quite a while in front of these passengers. Now, those passengers promise to keep his identity secret.
We won't tell nobody.
But the happy times don't last forever as Doc Ock kidnaps Spider-Man. After a heart-to-heart with Harry, who now knows Peter is Spider-Man, Peter finds the new hideout where Mary Jane is being held. The real final battle takes place, and after Peter does some great electrical damage, he appeals to Otto's humanity, reminding him of the scientist and the mentor he once was. Otto regains control long enough to sacrifice himself, drowning the unstable fusion reactor before it destroys New York City. The movie ends with Peter finally admitting his love to Mary Jane. She leaves John at the altar and chooses Peter, even knowing the dangers that comes with loving Spider-Man. There's a reason Spider-Man 2 is still talked about over 22 years later. This movie absolutely nails Peter Parker's struggle between a living normal life and being Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire gives us one of the strongest performances in the trilogy because you genuinely believe Peter is exhausted. Every choice he makes comes with consequences, and that's something that this movie really handles well, and honestly, the first one too. Alfred Molina is absolutely fantastic as Doc Ock. He's intimidating when he needs to be, but he's also sympathetic and charming. Obviously, you understand why he becomes a villain, which makes his redemption at the end feel a little more earned rather than forced. The action is another major highlight. Even today, the train sequence remains one of the best superhero action scenes we've ever seen. It still holds up remarkably well and perfectly captures why Spider-Man is willing to sacrifice everything for complete strangers. Of course, Danny Elfman's score is once again outstanding, and Sam Raimi continues to bring his unique directing style with a creative camera work, memorable visuals, and just enough horror elements to make Doc Ock genuinely unsettling. That being said, this movie isn't perfect for me. My biggest issue is honestly Peter and Mary Jane's relationship. I know it's meant to be dramatic, but for much of their dialogue, dialogue, it comes across as awkward or overly melodramatic. Some of the romantic scenes are unintentionally funny nowadays, and there are several moments where I can't help but cringe quite a lot. It's probably the part of the movie that has aged the worst for me. Mary Jane herself is also a frustrating character at times. While I understand what the movie is trying to do with her, some of her decisions are difficult to get behind, and the relationship drama can be a drag to the overall pace, especially if you're a repeat viewer. Don't get me wrong, Kirsten Dunst is a fantastic actress, but the damsel in distress trope goes a little too far for me. There are also a few moments throughout this movie where the early 2000s dialogue acting style feels a bit dated. They don't ruin the entire experience, but they're definitely noticeable. Overall, I just have to say I noticed more of the cringe this time around. Still, those issues don't outweigh everything the movie does well. Spider-Man 2 delivers great action, memorable villains, emotional stakes, and one of the strongest portrayals of Peter Parker's responsibility ever put to the screen. Even if I find parts of it a little cheesy today, it's still an incredibly entertaining superhero movie that absolutely delivers its reputation as one of the genre's classics. But that's my thoughts about Spider-Man 2. What are yours? I would love to hear them in the comments down below. Is this still one of the greatest Spider-Man movies ever made, or do you think another Spider-Man has surpassed it? Stick around later this month as we will rank all Spider-Man movies, of course, after the release of Brand New Day. Also, don't forget to subscribe as we're trying to hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers before the release of Avengers Doomsday. We thank you for watching today's episode, and now that you've got some time, you can go refill that popcorn bucket.